Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys have been blessed and staying safe. This is a sublimation experiment / tutorial. As you can tell by the description of the video. So before we get started, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers, and welcome back to all my faithful followers and my faithful subbies. This is an experiment video. This is actually the second time I recorded it. The first time I tried to record it, my heat press lost power. So yeah. So anyway, this is what we're doing. This is a scarf that I got from my local hair store. And this was going to be one of those videos where I was going to record it and post it whether it worked or not, but surprisingly it worked. So let me tell you where this came about while I'm taping it. But what you're going to need for this sublimation Christmas scarf, you're going to of course need a scarf. You are going to need parchment paper or blowout paper. You are going to need some kind of software to create your image. Mine was created in Silhouette Studio. You are also going to need sublimation paper and sublimation ink. For the sake of time, I've already taped my image together because this is actually bigger than 8.5 by 11. I have an Epson EcoTank 2720. It only prints 8.5 by 11, so you have to piece 2 sheets together if you want something larger than that. I created this, as I stated, in Silhouette Studio, and I used Printer's Jack sublimation ink. I'm sorry, I drew blank for a second. And A-Sub sublimation paper. This is a combination of A-Sub sublimation paper and Jet Coat sublimation paper. So I'm going to talk while I take this down. So because this was my first time doing that, I was not sure if this was going to bleed onto my press. So I just put a piece of sublimation paper down. Now, it did not bleed through on this side, but that was because I was using the Jet Coat paper. But I think this next sheet I used 2 different pieces of sublimation paper. So I'm gonna lay this down. So this idea came about. I was on the Little Debbie website. Y'all know I love Little Debbie Christmas tree snack cakes, and they have merchandise now. And so I saw a Christmas tree scarf, and I was like, well, let me try to make one. I got my handy dandy lint roll. For y'all who don't know, the lint roll is just to remove any loose fibers. One thing about sublimation that I have dealt with and that I've heard, when you're dealing with something with mainly white background, for some odd reason with different inks, whenever it presses, the loose fibers tend to turn black or blue. I don't know why. But yeah, there's that. And so half of my little bitty ones fell apart. So I'm going to go ahead and lint roll that. Then I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. And on the first one, because my printer went off, I had to get my son to come in and cut it back on. And during that process, the print shifted. So I was kind of disappointed because, number one, I didn't think it was going to work. And so I'm trying to make sure I take this down so it doesn't shift. Now, the scarf that I'm using came from my local hair store. It was $1.99. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here and press and talk because I got to press this for a while. I have my heat press set at 387 degrees. And I'm going to press it for 58 seconds. It's normally 400 degrees for 60 seconds. But because I've never done this before, I kind of was afraid to do it too high. So I'm going to let that go for 58 seconds. So one thing I noticed about some of the fleece scarves, I drew a blank, and blankets, the majority of them are 100% polyester. Some of them are labeled polyester, some of them are not. And of course, when I went on Amazon, all of the ones that I wanted to get that were labeled polyester were out in white. So I went to my local hair store and I was like, okay, I've seen scarves before. So I saw this one for $1.99. And I was like, well, why not experiment on $2? And so I did buy it with the intent to decorate it. And at that point, if it didn't work, it was only going to be $2 lost. So I went ahead and bought it, printed my image out on my paper, came home, and just like I said, I started to record the first half of the video where my printer came unhooked to the plug. Somehow the plugs are kind of wonky here. So I just had to cut that part and start all over here. But surprisingly enough, it worked. So let's do the great reveal. And I got my blowout paper here just in case anything comes up. Now, nothing showed on this end. One thing I've noticed about this jet coat paper, it does not bleed through. But the reason why I had to quit, and I'll show you the back of it. The reason why I had to quit using this paper because it started getting jammed in my printer. Oh, wow. See this? Sheesh. Look at this. Let me bring this up here. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That is so super cute. So this is a paper that I'm using, this Jet Coal brand. The reason why I quit using it was because it just started jamming up in my printer. I have an Epson EcoTank 2720, and it's because of the thickness of the paper. And that's why I quit using it, but I wasn't throwing it out. So I said if I was going to experiment, you know, why not experiment on cheap stuff or something that I got at the house? And so look at this. This is so cute. So what I'm going to do, I cut out a little bit of individual trees, and I'm going to go ahead and press them throughout the scarf, but I won't do that on camera because I'm trying to keep this video short. So yeah, look at this. Y'all don't be afraid to experiment with stuff. I mean, experiment with cheap stuff first, of course. But don't be afraid to experiment with stuff. So yeah, here's my scarf. And I'm going to go ahead and finish decorating this so I can wear it to work this week. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you found this video helpful, give me a huge thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But until then, y'all continue to stay safe and do what makes you happy. And for me, that's crafting. Bye now.